All right, the quadratic equation we'll be working with today will be 9x squared minus 15x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, we will, the first thing we're going to do is define a, b, and c. A is the coefficient of x squared, so that'd be 9. B is the coefficient of just x, which would be negative 15, and c is equal to the last remaining integer, which would be negative 6. Now, the first thing we're going to do in any quadratic is find a times c. A times c would be 9 times negative 6. And that would be a negative 54, of course. And now it's a negative 54. The next thing we want to do is find factors of negative 54 that add up to b, or negative 15. The factors that do that in this equation are 3 and negative 18. Notice how 3 and negative 18, if you multiply them together, are negative 54, but if you add them together, are equal to negative 15. This is very important because we don't want to change the equation. Alright, so for the next part of the equation, we're going to be doing 9x squared plus 3x plus a negative 18x minus 6, and this is still going to be equal to 0. Alright, we have to keep that 0 there. I'll be there for the rest of the equation. So we're going to do 9x squared plus 3. Now we have to factor. We got to factor these equations out. So I know, obviously, there's an x. There's an x that's common in here, and there's also a 3, since 3 goes into 9. So I'm going to take out those 3's. I'm going to take out the x as well. So that'll equal 3x. And 3 divided by 3 would be 3. And x divided by x, or x squared divided by x would be x. And then 3x, are taking it out, so it would just be a 1. Now, let's see if I can do that in this next equation. Because not equation, but next parentheses. Alright, so I know there's something common. I know I can take out a 6 out of 18. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take out a negative 6, so I can get 3x plus 1 there as well. Just take out a negative 6. So negative 6. We're still adding them, obviously. The signs haven't changed. We're adding these, but this is going to be 3x plus 1 as well. Now this is important because that means we can factor by grouping and do 3x minus 6 times 3x plus 1. Now this is not factored completely because 3x minus 6 still has a factor of 3 in it. See, 3 goes into 6, so I can take out 3 there, and that'll make this equation easier. So you have to take that out, so it'll be x minus 2, so 3 times x minus 2 times 3x plus 1. And there's no common factors here, so that's completely factored out correctly. Alright. Now we have 3 times x minus 2 times 3x plus 1. Now we're going to set these equations equal to 0. This is an important part of this because we're actually going to solve this equation now. Now, 3 does not equal 0. That's a common fact that most elementary school kids know. And so we don't need to set that to 0. We're just going to ignore 3 and leave it. It's not going to be troubling us the rest of the problem. So we're going to set x minus 2 equal to 0 and 3x plus 1 equal to 0. Now, we can solve these equations algebraically by adding 2 to both sides on this equation, because they're 2 separate equations now. Notice that these equations are independent of each other. So this would be x equals 2, and then 3x plus 1 equals 0. We're going to do a minus 1 to begin out this, and do 3x equals a negative 1. And then I'm going to divide by 3. So x equals a negative 1/3. Now, because it's a quadratic, it means it'll have two answers. So when we solve it, it'll be x equals negative 1 over 3, comma, 2. And that'll be our final answer. Thank you.